Hello and welcome to another edition of Sand Shark Bites. I'm your host, Justin Jarrett, joined as always by Professor James Duffy. And Duffy is possibly a jinx. We have discussed this before, but we come to you on a very important week of the fall season here at USCB, and we're questioning whether Duffy is the root of all evil on this campus.
It was a joke the first 2 weeks. It's just a little joke, but the numbers overwhelmingly support my being this year's jinx.
What we're talking about, of course, is USCB soccer now 3-0 at home when Duffy is not in attendance. So all three home victories have come without Duffy on the sidelines. And he was out of town on Sunday, and the Sand Sharks got a huge win, 5-1 over Warner, kept their hopes alive for the playoff race. They're still going to have to win 2 more this weekend, and we're questioning whether Duffy is welcome. 3 o'clock Friday against Florida Memorial, 1 o'clock Sunday against St. Thomas, and Coach Ed Heberling is weighing whether Duffy's going to be allowed to attend.
We had a great game Friday, though, which didn't end up winning, but right up until that 80th minute again, looking good and looking strong, and then the go-ahead goal from the Warriors, the Weber International University Warriors. And then I went on a fishing trip. And
the rest is history.
We score 5 goals by 5 different players.
Yeah, and you weren't there, of course, but it was, we've seen the team play well all season, and there have been a lot of moral victories. This was probably the most cohesive, effort that we've seen. The team effort was fantastic. Moved some players around a little bit. Poppy Miller moved up into the midfield.
Poppy Miller bent one in from the corner.
She did. She kicked a corner that bent inside the post, and I still haven't got to look at the replay on that one. I went over to the coaching staff saying, who deflected that in? They said, no, it went in. It was Poppy. So Poppy bent one like Beckham, just like a good British girl should. And we just did everything right. Alex Radu played most of the game in the midfield. She did slide back to left back a little bit where she's been playing. Hannah Chris started at left back, played fantastically, totally shut down their leading scorer in her first collegiate start. So there was a lot of good stuff happening. Haley Piña's had 2 fantastic games. Madeline Adams had a goal and an assist against Warner. So everything just went as well as it could on Sunday. And now we're set up for 2 exciting games this weekend. Florida Memorial and St. Thomas also fighting for that last playoff spot. So it's going to be a fun weekend out at Finland, and we hope we have lots of fan support out there to check it out, even if Duffy can't be there.
That's 3 o'clock Friday and then 1 o'clock on Sunday. So
yeah, and we'll have faculty staff appreciation on Friday. Duffy has been nominated for that, so we'll have to weigh whether we want to allow him to take part in that. I think we probably will, but it might be a in and out deal where you come in, we text you 10 minutes before the ceremony, you come in and get your certificate, and then off you go.
I'll watch it on stretch from my office.
And then we give you a red card and send you off.
And then sandwiched between those 2 games on Saturday.
And what is it? October 25th, folks. What are we doing? We're going to the cross-country meet out in Hardyville, the Sand Shark Invitational. We'll talk a lot more about that coming up. Larry Kimball is going to join us on the show for Coach Speak, and he's going to kind of preview that, go through some of the top teams that are going to be here. It is going to be a fantastic race, very competitive, and he'll also give you an idea of what USCB needs to do this weekend to improve its hopes of an at-large bid, assuming the Sand Sharks don't win the conference championship.
My idea for cross-country is that we need to have an offense and a defense. We need to get some just big, football player-sized guys out there on the cross-country team and just block for Nick O'Neill.
We've got some big fellas around here. We could put together a pretty good offensive line to block for Vecchio and Nick and Chase and Corey and Joel and all those guys. Daryl, don't forget Daryl.
Don't forget Daryl.
Daryl's our man. He's been running the camera on soccer. He's a great cameraman. He gets us some sweet highlight clips. So, and he's a trooper.
And last I heard, 43 teams coming to that.
I think that was the count. Larry will have an up-to-the-minute count when he comes on the show, I'm sure. He's refreshing Direct Athletics as often as possible to see who else is registered. He does know how to operate a computer, even though he owns a flip phone. So, but Larry knows how to run a race, that's for sure, and it's going to be a great one out there on Saturday. Women's golf, 9 o'clock for the men, 9:45 for the women. So should be exciting, and then I'll go coach my youth soccer team, and It'll be an eventful day in the Jarrett household.
Good for you.
Women's golf is in action as we speak today, or as we record, playing on Monday and Tuesday this week. So again, that messes up our news cycle. We'll have to catch up with them next weekend. They're playing out in Rome, Georgia.
Next Monday's show ought to be pretty exciting. We should have a lot of good
Next
information.
Monday's show will be action-packed, and hopefully it will be a happy show. It could be kind of a somber, woe is us, the season is winding down show, but hopefully it will be an exciting look ahead to the playoffs in soccer and celebrate a great Sand Shark Invitational.
We'll have, it's fall break for everybody else, but the athletes are all in play. Where women's golf is playing today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. Men's golf plays through the weekend.
Yeah, they play on I think Friday and Saturday, maybe Saturday and Sunday.
And 2 soccer matches and a cross country.
Very busy schedule, so we'll have a lot to wrap up for next week. We don't have a lot more to talk about for this week, just looking ahead of those 2 soccer matches and seeing what Coach Ed Haverling does with the lineup and see if he keeps this keeps this shake-up in place to try to keep things going in the right direction, keep the momentum going. Snapping a 6-game losing streak, it's always a good thing, and you don't want to mess up what you've got going, down to who's on the sideline, who's running the music and all that stuff. We may have to go back and make sure we play the same songs over, all that stuff.
Got
that
your
is
80s
very
hair metal mix
superstitious.
on again for.
Yeah, I think I laid off the hair metal for them this time, but I played some oldies, some good stuff. We don't always like the music that the players pick out, and
they never like what you pick out.
And they never like what I pick out. So if they put anything inappropriate in there, their penalty is they listen to my music, and that's just fine. But that's about all that happened around here this week. Again, this was kind of the calm before the storm this week. Coming ahead, we've got all kinds of stuff going on. We'll have a lot to wrap up, and we'll preview the Sand Shark Invitational in just a few minutes with Coach Larry Kimball right here on Sand Shark Bites. Welcome back to Sand Shark Bites. I'm joined now for Coach Speak with Coach Larry Kimball from the cross-country team, as promised, and track, of course, as your hoodie reminds us. But it's cross-country season, and it's one of the biggest weeks of the year for you. The Sand Shark Invitational coming up on Saturday, and we've been hyping it up on the show for about a month now, and it's almost time, about ready to go.
We've created a monster, JJ. It's 42 teams as of this morning. It's Monday morning. 42 of the best teams in the Southeast, both NAI and Division II. So it's going to be a great meet out there on Saturday.
What's the estimate now for the number of individual runners for each gender?
Well, I spoke to the timer on Friday, and we're expecting anywhere from 300 to 325 runners per race. So it's about 700 runners total.
It's going to be wild chaos out there at the start when they set them loose, and everybody's going to have to watch out.
Well, the fun thing is we've got our boxes. We've got about 50 boxes for the teams, and they're only about a yard apart. So it's going to be fitting in kind of sideways and seeing how they go, because they go about 350 meters before they make that first right-hand turn. So it's all getting position early.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting at the start. If you've never been to a cross-country race, it is a better spectator sport than people give it credit for. The start is very interesting if you know what you're looking for, and then the way you design a course, you can see all the runners come through 3 or 4 times, and if you're willing to run back and forth about 100 yards, you can see them about 6 or 7 times, and it can be pretty exciting to watch them try to make a move.
Yeah, a lot of times in cross-country, they'll go out and you won't see them again for another probably 3 miles or so, but our course is designed so at least once every mile or every 1,000 meters you're going to be able to see them.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, and like you said, we've got some of the best teams and top individuals in the Southeast coming in. Who are some of the teams and individuals to watch?
First of all, the men start at 9 o'clock on Saturday, and it's going to be a battle between Embry-Riddle from the Sun Conference and Tennessee Wesleyan from the Appalachian State Conference, both teams in the top 10 in the NAIA. And just throw it a little St. Leo from Florida. They're ranked in the top 3 NCAA Division II in the Southeast region. So between those 3 teams, it's going to be a whale of a battle.
Yeah, absolutely. Any individuals we should keep our eye on in that men's race?
I just think between the top 3 from Embry-Riddle and the top 3 from Tennessee Wesleyan, it's going to be a good battle. I like to think that Anthony Vecchio from USCB and Nick O'Neill from USCB hopefully be in the top 10 or 15.
That'll be a good one to watch. Keep an eye out. What singlets are we wearing on Saturday so people can watch for USCB runners?
Secret, we're going to wear the white ones with the Sand Shark on it.
All right, so keep an eye out for white and garnet shorts?
We'll wear the blue shorts.
Navy shorts. All right, keep an eye out for that. That's a good tip for newcomers to cross country spectating. Is make sure you check out what color of uniform your team is wearing before the race. It makes it a lot easier to pick them out when they're coming around.
Plus, there's no trick. Some coaches will change their uniforms because if we go to the conference, we might change. We might be wearing something different come the conference, different color because they're going to be looking for white. We might be in a garnet one. You never know.
The sneaky cross-country coaches. Well, you previewed the men's race a little bit. On the women's side, I know SCAD is very strong this year. Are they going to be right there in the mix?
I would say they are the favorites coming in. Tennessee Wesleyan's very good again. And I'm hoping, I got my fingers crossed, that we can be anywhere from 3rd to 5th out of the 40, 42, or 43 teams. I think our top 3 are all capable of running the top 12 or 13 or 14. And if that happens, then we should be in for a pretty good day for the Sand Sharks.
And if you don't know how it's scored, it's the top 5 runners score, and it's reverse scoring. So if you finish first, you get 1 point, second gets 2 points, so on. Lowest score wins. So you got to watch at the end of the race those number 4 and 5 runners trying to pick off a few runners in the last few hundred meters is incredibly important when it comes to team standings.
And that's what we've been doing for the last week or so. We've been having our number 4, number 5 runner at least run part of the workout with Joy Miller and Melissa Carter and Betsy Douglas, and trying to get them acclimated to running up in that area.
Yeah, if they can just pick off a couple of contenders or competitors, then it can make a huge difference in the standings. It's going to be fun. Men at 9 o'clock, women at 9:45. Coach Kimball's still looking for a few race day volunteers. You can get in touch with him, L. Kimball, at uscb.edu if you want to help out with that. And it's going to be a good time. Come on out, check it out. It should be a little chilly that morning, so put on the long pants and the sweatshirt and come see some running.
Yeah, actually, the weather long-term forecast right now is calling for 50 to 55 degrees at race time, and it's supposed to be sunny with perhaps a little bit of cloud cover, but it looks like ideal weather for cross-country running.
Perfect running weather, and yeah, it gets underway out at the Hardyville School campus out behind Coastal Carolina Hospital, goes across the road onto the Cooler property and Sergeant Jasper Park, and wraps up right there back on the school campus. Nice finish where you can see the last couple hundred meters to see them come down the stretch, and it's a great spectator course, so we hope to see you out there. Thanks for joining us, Coach. I know you have a lot of work to do to get ready for the race, so go get after it, and we'll see you on Saturday morning.
Thanks, JJ. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more here on Sand Shark Bites. Well, that's just about going to do it for another episode of Sand Shark Bites. We just have one more order of business to take care of, the Athlete of the Week. And you would think it would be easy this week, Duffy. We've only had one team in action, but picking a player from that Sand Shark women's soccer team to nominate for the Athlete of the Week is no easy task. You had Madeline Adams had a goal and 2 assists in the 2 games. Haley Pena played 2 fantastic games, the games of her life. But for me, the best player on the field both games was Alex Radu. She was outstanding. Junior from Geneseo, Illinois. She was in the midfield. She was at outside back. Wherever she was the best player on the field. She dominated that midfield against Warner and really gave us that player who could win the ball in the air. She's not the tallest kid out there, but she can get up in the air. And she was winning headers against Warner, keeping the ball in possession for USCB. And then she got in the action, too, with a goal, scored the first goal of the game for the Sand Sharks in that one. So, Alex Radu, props to you. Even though you did choke and fail to pull the trigger on the open goal, you know what I'm talking about. I have a photo of Alex running at an empty goal, and she just couldn't pull the trigger, and the defense caught up to her and teased her about it after the game. But didn't take away from a fantastic effort for her and a great junior season. We look forward to more of the same on Friday and Sunday. Sand Sharks try to win these last 2 and wrap up that last playoff spot. We'll see you out there, and we'll see you back here next Monday for Sand Shark Bites. Until then, keep those fins up.